welcome back to Book Reviews by Alice. Today we are going to be talking about Fairies, Elves, and Goblins, the old stories, written by Rosalind Kerven. It just dawned on me as I was writing the review for this book that it is written by the same author that wrote my Arthurian's Legends book that I talked about previously for my research. So that explains why I like both of these books about the same. Now, this one is a little higher on the rating scale. It's 4 stars. And I think one of the reasons simply is that it had more stories in it and a little bit more historical context. So this book is a short story collection where it goes into depth about all the different, not all clearly, but many of the different types of fairies, elves, and goblins that are told in old stories in Europe. A lot of it takes place in Ireland, England, and Wales, and Scotland, which is fine. That's great. Honestly, that's what we all think of when we think of Celtic and fairy type tales. But it also has a couple that come from other parts of Europe, which was a lot of fun to see as well. And one of the things I especially loved about this book is at the back, well, number one, it also has pictures, which is a lot of fun again. Some are black and white and some are colored, and they're very lovely. But what I really enjoyed too is at the back, it has a notes section. And it actually goes into the history and the town that each of the stories came from. So if you like short stories and you want to learn about the Fae and that, and learn a little bit more about where the legends have come from, so learn the home or birthplace, we'll say, of some of the different tales, this book is a fantastic option for you. It wasn't super long. It was really easy to read. Some of the tales were just really funny. Every one of them pretty much has some sort of a moral to it. I like the ones where the husbands and wives fight. Like the wife tells the husband to do something and he doesn't do it, and then they're punished by a fae for it, or a fairy or a goblin shows up because of it. And I'm just like, oh, dude, listen to your wife. Wives have been fighting with their husbands since the dawn of time. So knowing that it was happening hundreds of years ago as well, as a wife of 15 years, really entertained me. But also sometimes it was the case where children were misbehaving, and I can see why people would use these stories to get their kids to listen to them and maybe not go out into the woods at night or to finish eating their vegetables. Like, honestly, I can see 100% why people would do this, especially the Changeling one too, where they talk about a baby that was so happy and sweet and then suddenly turned ill-tempered because, you know, nowadays we know there's things like colic and that, but to them, if your baby suddenly was bad behaved, it was a changeling. So I had a really great time reading this book. I just kind of left it on my nightstand and picked it up, read a story or two whenever I had a little bit of time, which was, honestly, I really enjoy doing that with these sorts of books because then you get through it, but you read them in 1 or 2 little spurts, and it was a blast. So if you're interested in fairies, elves, old type of legends and things like that, this is a really great option for you. It's not, you can see it's not super fat. It's like 1 inch or so wide. It's not super long. The language was easy enough to understand, even though some of it is a little bit Old English. But the fact that you get to have that historical context, so if you really like knowing a little bit deeper about the stories that you read in this sort of style, it's a really great option. I enjoyed it. I got it on Amazon as well. It was just a lot of fun. So if you like fairies and elves and old stories, check it out. It's a blast. And yeah, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss my next book review. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.